Good morning children, welcome to history online class of 10th standard. In previous class we discussed about the Rowlatt Act and one more the Jallianwala Bagh incident. Okay, so after the Jallianwala Bagh incident, Mahatma Gandhiji was felt to need to start or launch the mass movement against the British rule. So he decided to give support to the Khilafat movement. So already this Khilafat movement was launched by the two Ali brothers, Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali in Bombay. So the Gandhiji was convenienced the Congress leaders movement because the Gandhiji wanted to bring the unity among the Hindus and Muslims against the British rule. Okay, British rule. So now in this class, now we are going to learn about the differing stance within the movement. Okay, the differing stance within the movement. So within the movements means which movement? The non-cooperation movement. Already in previous class we know that. So Khilafat movement and the Gandhiji and Congress was launched the non-cooperation movement at Nagpur session in the year 1920. Okay, so after that, how did this non-cooperation movement was spreaded across the country, especially in the towns and the countryside? Now we'll see. Right, see, the non-cooperation and Khilafat movement began in January 1920, but this movement was launched in the year 1920. Next year only the non-cooperation movement and the Khilafat movement was in 1921. Okay, 1921. So first time this non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement was widely spreaded in the towns and the cities. Okay, towns and the cities. Later it was moved towards the countryside in India. So now let us will see how the non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement was began in the towns and the cities. Okay, towns and the cities. See the movement in the towns. So how did this movement was began in the towns? See, it started within the middle class participation in the cities. So this non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement was spreaded by the middle class peoples in the cities. Okay, middle class peoples in the cities, because in the cities the middle class peoples like see students, teachers, lawyers gave up the studies, jobs, legal practices and joined the movement. So especially in the cities, the teachers, lawyers, okay, and students, they were left the schools and colleges and they were joined in the non-cooperation movement. Okay, non-cooperation movement. So they were started to boycott the Britishers' goods, and especially they were boycotted the council elections in the courts and the other British boards. Okay, British boards. So this non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement was widely supported by the middle class peoples in the cities and the towns. So when this movement was began in the cities, first the students of all the school and colleges and the teachers, lawyers gave up their studies. So they left their government controlled school and colleges. Okay, even the lawyers were left their practices in the courts and they were joined in the non-cooperation movement and the Khilafat movement, and they were supported and they were followed the non-cooperation movement in cities. Okay, after that what happened? These peoples were realized about the economical crisis. Okay, economical crisis, because when these peoples were started to boycott the Britishers' goods and they were boycotted the council elections in the cities, and also they were boycotted the liquor shops were ficted. These all were directly affected on the Indian people. Okay, Indian people, because you know when the teachers and lawyers were left the school and the courts, then they realized that. So what happened, you know? So when the Indians were boycotted the foreigners' goods in the market, the Indian made goods like khadi's prices were raised. Okay, khadi prices were raised. Even the poor peoples and middle class peoples were unable to buy the khadi clothes in the market. So later what happened? So automatically the poor and the middle class Indian peoples were attracted towards the Britishers goods. Okay, Britishers goods, and even the teachers and lawyers were once again they rejoined in the government controlled school and colleges. Okay, school and colleges. So these were all the important causes to fail the non-cooperation movement in the cities. Okay, here you have to remember some important questions. So why did the non-cooperation movement was failed? Because the economical prices were raised among the Indians. So when the Indians were boycotted the goods of the British people, so the Indian khadi rate was jumped or the increased. So the poor peoples were unable to buy that clothes in the market, and also the teachers and the lawyers were joined once again. They were rejoined in the British government controlled school and colleges in the country. Okay, school and colleges in the country. So this is the non-cooperation movement was spreaded in the towns. Okay, so please once again you remember, so how did the non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement was began in the next step. The non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement was moved into the countryside. Just we discussed about the non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement was spreaded in the cities. Especially who was spreaded the non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement in the cities? The middle class people like teachers, lawyers, students, they were left the school and colleges which were controlled by the British government, and they were joined in the non-cooperation movement, and they were boycotted the foreigners goods, especially the Britishers goods, and they were promoted the Indian goods in the markets. But this movement was failed in the cities because of the some important reasons. Because the khadi prices were raised in the market, the poor people and the middle class peoples were unable to purchase or buy the goods in the cities. Okay, cities, and also the teachers and the lawyers, they were once again rejoined in the government schools and colleges. So these are all were the important reasons to fail the non-cooperation movement in the cities and the towns. So now let us will see how the non-cooperation movement was spreaded in the countryside. Okay, countryside. So first it was started in the towns, and later it was moved towards the countryside. Countryside means towards the villages. Okay, towards the villages. So here you have to remember some important causes. So because of that causes, the peasants were started to participate in the non-cooperation movement in the countryside. Okay, in the countryside. So now let us see the rebellion in the countryside. Okay, so in India, the different parts of the country, some peoples were rebelled against the British government in the countryside. Okay, in the countryside, especially the peasants. So the peasants started movement against the talukadars, landlords, and landlords, especially in the countryside. The peasants, the laborers were, the farmers were started the movement against the talukadars and landlords. Okay, and landlords, because these two communities, the talukadars and the zamindars, were controlling the cultivation land of the Indians in the countryside. Okay, in the countryside. Against that talukadars and the zamindars, the peasants were started movement against that two important communities in the countryside. Okay, and they were demanded to reduction of the revenue. So what was the important demand of the peasants in the countryside? The talukadars and the landlords were imposed heavy tax on the Indian peasants. So they demanded for reduction of the taxes in the countryside. Okay, in the countryside, and also they were demanded for the abolition of the beggar system. Okay, abolition of the beggar system, because this system was practiced by the landlords and the jamindars or in the talukadars in the countryside. So pre-labors, without salary, without wages, some peasants were working in the talukadars and the landlords' houses, and they're in the fields. Okay, so first demand, they demanded to reduction of the taxes. Second, they demanded for abolition of the beggar system, and they were boycotted of the oppression of the landlords. Okay, so they boycotted the oppressive landlords. Okay, oppressive landlords. So in this way, the movement, the non-cooperation movement, was entered into the countryside in the country or in the India. Okay, in the India. So now let us see in which of the different part of the India, okay, where started the non-cooperation movement or the rebellion against the landlords and talukadars. Okay, landlords and talukadars. So you can see the Awadh peasants. Okay, Awadh peasants. See, in Awadh peasants or in the Awadh region, the peasants were started the rebellion against the talukadars and jamindars in the country. Okay, in the country. So these Awadh peasants were rebelled against the British government. In that time, the Jawaharlal Nehru, okay, Jawaharlal Nehru, in the month of January 1920, the Nehru was started to going around the Awadh villages. Okay, Awadh villages. So he started to listen the problems of the Awadh village peoples. Okay, Awadh village people. So in that time, okay, in that time, these peasants were demanded for the various aspects. Okay, various aspects like reduction of the taxes, okay, abolition of the beggar system, and they were boycotted the oppressive landlords. These all demands were demanded by the Awadh peasants in the country in the year 1920. So in that time, the Congress leader Jawaharlal Nehru was visited to the villages of the Awadh. Okay, villages of the Awadh. So in Awadh district, the Jawaharlal Nehru was started the Awadh Kisan Sabha. Okay, Awadh Kisan Sabha to organize the all peasants against the British rule in the non-cooperation movement. Okay, in the non-cooperation movement. So this Awadh Kisan Sabha, within a month, okay, within a month, 300 branches had been set up in the Awadh district. Okay, had been set up in the Awadh district. Okay, Awadh district. So after that, what happened in the Awadh district, you know, in the year 1921, the peasants were started to attack on the talukadars, jamindars and the landlord houses. Okay, landlord houses. So the peasants were started the violence against the Britishers, against the talukadars and the landlords in Awadh district. So this was the important example of the rebellion in the countryside, Awadh. Okay, Awadh districts. Okay, Awadh district. Now let us see next one, the Gooden Hills of Andhra Pradesh. Just we discussed about the Awadh peasants. Okay, Awadh peasants. So why did the Awadh peasants started the rebellion against the talukadars and jamindars? To reduction of the taxes, to abolish the beggar system. Okay, beggar system. So in other part of the India, in Andhra Pradesh, in the Gooden Hills, tribal peoples were also started a rebellion against the British government. Okay, British government. So now let us will see why did the Gooden Hills tribal peoples were started a rebellion against the British government. See, in the year 1920s, okay, in the year 1920s, a militant guerrilla movement started by the tribal peoples against the British rule or the British government. So here once you remember, why did the Gooden Hills tribal peoples had started movement against the British government? Okay, British government. So basically they were tribal peoples who were lived in the forest and their entire livelihood was depend on the forest protection. Okay, forest protection. So see, the government closing down forest area, due to which their livelihood was affected. So why did the Gooden Hills tribal peoples had started movement against the British rule? Because the British government has closed down the forest, which was livelihood of the forest people, livelihood of the tribal communities, which was directly affected on the Gooden Hills tribal people's livelihood. Okay, livelihood. So only the tribal peoples were decided to start a guerrilla war against the British government. Because the tribal people's life was depend on the forest, so the Britishers were banned to enter into the forest. They were banned the grazing of the animals, and they were banned the fuel foods to the tribal communities, and that British government forced the Gooden Hill tribal peoples to do the beggar works in the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Andhra Pradesh. So against that, the tribal peoples were started a movement against the British rule. Okay, so this revolution or the revolt was led by the Alluri Sitaram Raju. Okay, Alluri Sitaram Raju, who was led the tribal movement against the whom? British government in the year 1920 in the Gooden Hills station in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, in Andhra Pradesh, and also who claimed that he had a variety of special power. Okay, who had a variety of special power. So the tribal peoples or the revolutionary peoples or the revolted peoples were proclaimed that he had a incarnation of the god of the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Andhra Pradesh. So everyone had followed the Alluri Sitaram Raju's movement in hill station. So they started a guerrilla war against the British rule. They didn't believe on the non-violence, they believed on the force. Okay, to the force they had to get their rights back to the tribal communities, because the traditional rights was captured or occupied by the British rule in the Gooden Hill station. Okay, Gooden Hill station. Later, the Alluri Sitaram Raju and his followers were attacked on the police stations, railway stations and post offices, and the government properties was lost or demolished by the tribal community peoples in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, in Andhra Pradesh. So finally what happened, the Gandhiji was not given, was believed in ahimsa. Okay, he was believed in ahimsa. So only he didn't supported to the Alluri Sitaram Raju in the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, in the Andhra Pradesh. So this was another example of the non-cooperation movement was supported by the other different part of the country. And next one is the Swaraj in the plantation. Okay, the Swaraj in the plantation in Assam. Okay, in Assam. See, in Assam, the tea planters worker, okay, the peasants or the tea plantation workers were restricted to move from one place to another place. Okay, so they didn't had rights in and out of the Assam tea plantations. Okay, tea plantations. According to the Inland Immigration Act of 1859, the Britishers had not allowed the tea plantation workers to move towards their villages, because these tea plantation workers had come from the different villages. Okay, different villages, and also they had to decide to move to their villages from the Assam tea plantations. But according to the Inland Immigration Act of the 1859, the British government didn't allow these people to reach their destination in Assam state. Okay, in Assam state. So when the Gandhiji's Swaraj was introduced in Assam state, the plantation workers were inspired and they decided to reach their destination in the Assam state. Okay, Assam state. But these peoples were failed to reach their destination because the police peoples were repressed the movement of the Swaraj plantations in Assam. So there the Britishers were forced these laborers to do the beggar works and do the tea plantation works in the Assam. So these differing peoples were participating in the non-cooperation movement. So once again you remember, so how did the non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement was spreaded in the towns and the countryside. In the towns, especially the lawyers, teachers, students were joined in this movement, and how it was failed also you know, and later how the non-cooperation movement was spreaded in the countryside. So in the different part of the country, this was spreaded in India, like Awadh peasants problem, next Andhra Pradesh Gooden Hills, and Assam tea plantations problem. So here these non-cooperation movement was spreaded. So hope you understood about the non-cooperation movement. So the differing stands within the movement. Okay, the differing stands within the movement. Whoever stands within the movement, so Awadh peasants, Assam plantation workers, and Gooden Hills tribal community peoples were started their revolution or the revolt against the British